So in this video, I just want to go over the explain plan. So we're talking about optimization in the database, and that the database, even though you're typing in queries, is actually looking at those to see what would be the fastest way to answer the question that you gave me. So in this case, I'm joining a couple of tables here, reserve new and my reserve commod temp. They're joined on a compound key of 4 columns. So the primary key in reserve new are these 4 columns, and the foreign key in reserve commod temp also uses these same 4 columns. So there's a lot of looking up it has to do to figure out what rows belong to what rows. And so if I just run this, that's because I had that highlighted. If I just run that, I get 1,814 rows back. And so if I do the explain plan on that, right, so the database will tell me, look, this is what I had to do. Or to answer this query, this is what I'm going to have to do. Based on what you said, I'm going to have to do a full table scan on reserve new. I'm going to have to do a full table scan on reserve commod. I'll make a hash table so I can quickly link these two together and then do what's called like interjoin the two tables together once they're in memory. Okay, so that's what it's saying there. So what I'm going to do now is says, well, what if I don't want all the rows back? Because this would match all the rows from one table that should match with all the rows in another table, primary key equal foreign key. And so if you want all the rows coming back, full table scan. But what if I only want a particular row? Right? Okay, that's fine. Do the join, but only this particular mine site. This is the one I'm interested in. So if I do the explain plan here, I'll do it again, much different. It says, look, I'm basically, for this, I'm just going to scan the index. There's an interesting thing that it's going to do here. By scanning the index, it's going to realize that, hey, this value doesn't exist in one of the tables, so there's actually not too much work to do. And if I just run this query, no rows come back. So it can say, okay, well, I can get through this query and determine that no rows are coming back because I'm not going to find 082E and E001 in one of the tables in that. But what if we actually pick a mine site that does exist in both tables in that? So I'll just bring this back and we'll do an explain plan on this. So here it says I'm going to have the use the indexes. So here it's going to use a bitmap index scan. Here it'll use another type of index scan. I'll bring the tables in and then join them with a nested loop in that. And so I'll just actually run that so you can see that. So you can see, like, if I have to bring all the data in, I will. If I don't have to bring any data in, I can determine it just off the indexes. I can do that. Or if I have to use a combination of searching the index to go hit the tables to get the data and bring it in. And so this will actually bring back a couple of rows, just those rows for that particular mine site. So I just want to show you this built-in feature that pgmin4 has. It was also there in pgmin3. And it just basically says, according to the query you wrote, what would be the most effective way to get the data through the system. And that's what the explain plan does. And this is typically done on all your queries as you're entering them in. It has to figure out the most efficient way to get the information off of disk, and the big decision is, do I use the indexes or not? And we saw in that one case it actually just used the index to solve the problem because it was able to find that E001 didn't actually exist in the other table. Here E003 did exist, so it's going to have to scan both of them and then bring the data, use the index, but also hit the base tables to pull those particular rows. But for now, this concludes this video.